Christina exits the vehicle, oblivious to the intruder watching her.
What the f?
The garage door closes, trapping the Rerax inside.
Oh, that is terrifying. Oh my god. Chat, we need to break my subscriber goal, chat, so I can buy a IRL backpack and me and my wife can go ghost hunting on live stream, chat. That's what we need to do.
This episode will be exploring
I want to go ghost hunting
with chilling backstories. And though the mystery surrounding the
so I could freak out Amy mostly. That's the main reason I want to do it, is to freak her out.
latter two have been resolved, I particularly want to highlight the first case, which remains unsolved. Not just because it's received so little media attention, but because I'm sure that someone out there must know who the person of interest in the footage is.
These are more disturbing than scary? What's the difference? When you're disturbed, aren't you scared? When you're scared, aren't you disturbed? They kind of like correlate with each other.
Hopefully, that's one of you. Maintaining a good work-life balance can be challenging, especially when you're swamped with multiple projects in Masquerade.
Stamps.com/lazymasquerade or click my link below. Sign up for 4-week trial, free postage and digital scale.
For a special offer that includes a 4-week
sign up today.
Grand Prairie, Texas. A densely suburban and diverse city of about 200,000 people, nestled evenly between Fort Worth and Dallas. With a violent crime rate 45% lower than the national average, when it comes to settling down, it's considered one of the safer built-up areas in the Lone Star State. One man who fell on the wrong side of that statistic was Hop Vanwin, a single, 32-year-old Vietnamese American who lived alone on the 2400 block of Lancaster Drive. Described by those who knew him as a guy who lived in the moment, Hop was a fan of travel, fishing, fitness, and winter sports. Little else about his personal life has been revealed to the public. In the summer of 2017, Hop suddenly stopped responding to calls and messages from family and friends. Unable to reach him, his concerned loved ones contacted Grand Prairie PD and reported him missing. An investigation was quickly launched. Law enforcement asked local residents to be on the lookout for a 5'7" Asian male with short black hair, brown eyes, a scar behind his right ear, a half-sleeve dragon tattoo on his right arm, and a tattoo on his right inner arm with the letters TFT.
Like horrific accidents are more disturbing, and being startled or feeling uneasy or unsafe is scary. I don't know. I feel like I could be disturbed and scared at the same time. Like there's scary shit that doesn't make me disgusted, but I'm also disturbed by it. Dude, I feel like disturbing means getting unsettled and feeling uneasy than anything else, you know?
They also noted that he was missing the
I'm
tip of his right index finger.
I'm disturbed!
According to Namus, Hop was last seen at about 10:30 p.m. on Thursday, August 17th, driving his white Nissan 350Z convertible on State Highway 161.
Yo, you got a 350Z? Hold up.
Just as he exited Lower Tarrant Road. His car was found abandoned and empty
Drift
thereafter.
that shit. Yo, do some
Grand
drifting.
Prairie PD haven't shared exactly when or where it was discovered. In fact, the only clue they have released is a short video clip, one recorded by Hop's very own Ring doorbell camera. It was captured the same night he was last seen, and features a person of interest, or POI, whom law enforcement believe played a role in Hop's disappearance.
Hold up. Bro wanted to disappear. Bro knew what he was doing.
What?
What?
As you can see, The Ring camera
Thank you, One Village Idiot.
detects movement and activates. An unidentified subject is seen
Oh, wait, that's not him. Oh, I thought that was Hop. That's not him?
backing up towards Hop's door and covers the camera with
Oh.
a sheet of paper or a post-it note. The figure then sets about gaining access to the residence.
Oh.
We can hear the sound of rustling as he fusses with the door. Though some people believe this noise is the POI inserting a key into the lock, others have pointed out that it could be the sound of a lock-picking rake.
Yeah,
After the initial sound of the pins, which sounded like a key being inserted, you don't hear the cylinder turn or the lock click. You just hear more pins being manipulated.
Yeah.
Then, after 5 seconds or so,
It took
he gets
way
the
too
locks,
long to
and the
be a
door
key.
opens. After finishing with the lock, a faint beep can be heard. The door opens with a creak, and we hear the intruder speak with someone. It's not clear whether Hop was home at the time, or who the POI was addressing. Following this exchange, someone steps outside and fiddles with the camera. Just before the video cuts to black, a digital chime or screech can be heard. Did you catch that? There, right at the very end, another separate sound can just about be made out. Focus on that very last sound.
Huh? The bleep?
This is the Roger beep. A tone often added automatically to the end of radio transmissions to indicate that the operator has finished speaking. Chillingly, it's identical to the sound heard in the Ring footage. That strongly suggests that the POI was communicating with an accomplice over a two-way radio, and not calmly chatting with Hop inside. Rewinding a bit, another beep or screech can be heard just before the POI opens Hop's front door. Some believe this to be the sound of a keypad, but going through Lancaster Drive on Google Street View, all of the homes appear to be modest, single-story buildings with conventional doors. As such, I believe that sound was more likely from a communication device brought by the intruder. In my opinion, this was a well-planned, well-orchestrated invasion of Hop's home. The POI knew about his Ring doorbell camera and came prepared with a paper covering. He approached the door with the confidence of a professional. He knew to use a radio device, so he couldn't be GPS tracked, and he almost certainly wasn't working alone. As you can see, this video lacks a timestamp, and the authorities haven't confirmed whether it was captured before
Sounds
or
like
after
cop
Hop was last
noises.
seen.
It just sounds like radio noises.
It's worth reminding everyone that Ring doorbell cameras are motion activated, and no footage of Hop returning home has been mentioned in any press releases. Based on that, and how confidently the POI acts, as if he wasn't expecting any resistance, if I had to make a judgment call, I'd say that the clip was filmed at some point after 10:30 PM, and that Hop didn't make it home on August 17th. With that said, it's best to keep an open mind as we explore this case in more detail. As mentioned, Hop was last seen at 10:30 PM, exiting Lower Tarrant, a thin stretch of road, approximately a 10-minute drive from his home. Again, the authorities haven't told us why he was there in the first place, whether he was meeting a friend there, or attending an event for example. So, let's get on Google Street View and take a look around. So near the entrance we have some greenery, lots of trees and a small field.
Okay. We playing GeoGuessr? Grand Prairie, Texas. Easy. All right. Dead end.
A little further we have an unusual house, with statues of zoo animals in the yard.
Okay. That is weird as fuck, though. What is with the statues? Tokyo? Could be.
This small house here seems to be abandoned.
Okay. Are we leading up to something here?
As we go a little further, we reach the Grand Prairie Gun Club, a gated shooting range.
Okay. Is there gonna be
The
like
road continues a little further and leads to an obstacle course and a dead end.
And? Is there more? I feel like we're missing something here.
Here we have a third house.
Okay. Are we gonna...
Beyond that is Johnson Creek.
Okay.
In all, it's about a half mile of fields, woodland, and shooting lawns. Seems
What was the point of that? Like, was it necessary?
like an odd place for Hop to have found himself late on a weeknight. So, why was he last seen exiting Lower Tarrant that night? Was he there visiting one of the, frankly odd, houses? Had he gone to the shooting range, which is closed on Thursdays
nice little walk?
and never open after 6 PM? Was he doing a spot of late-night fishing in the creek or nearby river? Had he taken a wrong turn so close to home? Or was he meeting someone in a secluded area for some unknown reason? The next question I have is, where did Hop go missing? For reasons already covered, I think on the balance of probability...
Reach 10 minutes for ads. This video is 30 minutes long. I think he reached that a long time ago. Also, it's 8 minutes now. It's not 10 minutes.
Hop didn't
Get
make
with
it
the
home that night.
times.
We know his vehicle left Lower Tarrant Road, but did he head straight in the direction of his home? Or did he drive
Have you watched the new Nick Crowley video yet? Nope. Chat, don't tell him.
elsewhere to meet someone? Moreover, how confident are the police that Hop was the person behind the wheel of his vehicle as it left Lower Tarrant Road? Is it possible that he went missing in this confined area somewhere, and then someone else drove his car out onto State Highway 161?
Could be.
Just food for thought. Naturally, we also need to ask why. Why target Hop Vanwin?
Yeah, we'll watch it next.
Well, looking through Hop's now inactive Facebook page, it's clear he appreciated the finer things in life, particularly expensive
Hey, look, he's got a hog. He's a hog cranker.
cars and watches. As such, I've seen a few people suggest that he may have been targeted for his wealth, or at least for his perceived wealth. But I have to stress that Hop lived in a modest house on Lancaster Drive, whose residents are predominantly low income. In fact, the neighborhood is one of the most poverty-stricken in the entire US, with an income lower than 94.8% of the country. Do you have any information pertaining to his...
Okay, I'm sorry. If that was all the information is that a dude walked up with a camera and that's it, I'm sorry. I'm gonna skip. No offense to the YouTuber. Like, Lazy Masquerade, I love you, man, but you were talking in circles for a little while. Yeah. Let's move on.
This was Christina Lee, a 35-year-old Korean-American, originally from New Jersey.
Lazy got
A
lazy.
creative producer by trade, who had worked on campaigns for the likes of Google, Twix, and Equinox, Christina relocated to New York in 2021 to work for the online music platform Splice.
Hey,
She
I
rented an
use
apartment
Splice.
in the 111 Christie Street building, a 23-unit complex situated
Splice
in
is
the Big
awesome.
Apple's Chinatown district. In the early hours of February 13th, 2022, Christina caught a cab back to her apartment after a night on the town. She was dropped off right in front of the main entrance. What happened next was caught on the building's internal surveillance cameras. This chilling footage shows Christina in her final moments.
Wait.
As can be seen, she enters the complex at 4:23 AM. An unknown male grabbed the door just before it closed and stalked Christina up 6 flights of stairs, staying 1 floor behind her all the way. There's no indication she noticed him following her. Christina opened her front door and stepped into her apartment, and the man forced his way inside with her, sealing the poor girl's fate. Minutes later, 2 other residents were awoken by the sound of
Dude, I saw a video the other day. It was just like a short, like 30-second video or something like that. And all it was a dude and a girl walking into a bathroom, and then the dude walking out of the bathroom with a suitcase. Shit was fucked up, dude. That's what it made me think of. I guess what the footage looked like. It is as ugh.
High-pitched screams coming from Christina's apartment. "Help me," cried the voice. "Somebody call 911. The neighbors did just that, and officers arrived within 3 minutes.
Damn,
they
that's
rushed
quick.
upstairs and could still hear Miss Lee's desperate cries from the other side of the wall, but frustratingly, they couldn't break down the reinforced door. The intruder had barricaded it. As they negotiated with the man inside, the screams coming from within the apartment slowly melted away and were replaced by a disturbing silence. A silence broken by a shrill voice from inside. "We don't need the police here. Go away." The voice was clearly that of a male, imitating a female. Following this,
Bro, I'm sorry, but like, we don't need the police here. Go away. Like, what were you trying? What were you trying to do, man? Were you trying to act like her? Go away. We don't need you here.
the intruder attempted to escape the apartment via the fire escape, but scurried back inside when he noticed officers on the roof above him. A tactical team arrived 80 minutes later and finally managed to force an entry. Inside, they found Christina in her bathtub, completely unresponsive and disrobed from the waist up. She was pronounced dead at 5:55 a.m.
God damn it, dude.
Her killer was discovered hiding under her bed. He was immediately taken into custody and identified as 25-year-old Asamad Nash, a homeless man
He should be immediately shot.
who had never met his victim. And yet, in the brief window between Christina exiting her taxi and entering her apartment building, Nash had noticed her and made the split-second decision.
That's why everyone needs to have the buddy system, especially women, all right? Always use the buddy system, chat.
To butcher her. And butcher her, he most certainly did. She had been stabbed more than 40 times with a yellow-handled blade
Jesus.
which Nash had taken from her kitchen. "There was so much blood," said the owner of Christina's apartment building, Brian Chin. "My wife said I should call someone to clean it all up, but I'm gonna do it myself.
What?
It's the
Why?
least I can do for that poor girl."
What, you think she's gonna get mad if, like, beyond the grave if you hire someone to clean up blood? Bro, that's... No. What do you mean? That's weird. Ew. I owe it to her? Bro. Ugh.
Brian knew Christina well. They had both been undergraduates at Rutgers and would often talk about their university days together. He described her as a wonderful human being whose smile lit up the room. In honor of her memory, he set up a modest altar outside her apartment door, an orange set up on a metal stool. A memorial made
An orange?
of candles and flowers was also set up outside the building, one which was vandalized several times.
Couldn't get flowers or something? What's the orange? Like, what does that represent? Something that I don't know? It's a Chinese thing, I think?
By, frankly, sick weirdos.
Oh, it's a sign of respect?
The perpetrator, Nash, was a
It
so-called
makes more sense, because, like, to me, it's just... Here, I'll put this orange here to remember you. I was about to say, there better be, like, more meaning behind it.
transit swiper who let people through the subway turnstiles for a fee. A career criminal, he'd been arrested at least 7 times since 2015
Jesus.
and was out on supervised release for 3 open cases when he took Christina's life, including for an unprovoked assault.
In Asia, they put food in altars? Okay, so it is a regular thing. All right.
He's also said to have an extensive record in New Jersey and had
It's
admitted
just,
to
it's
selling
just so
and using
interesting
dust
to me
and
that it's,
K2,
that it's that.
synthetic substances known to cause unpredictable behavior. He was under their influence when he first saw Christina. At the station, Nash denied taking Christina's life and claimed he was trying to help her.
Yeah, that
He
makes sense.
believed that since he was only caught on camera following his victim, he couldn't actually be charged with her death. "She called me," Nash told them. "She was having a party, and she invited me over for a drink." During his interview, he repeatedly yawned and laughed, making light of the situation.
Of course.
Since
Thank
then,
you, Phoenix.
Nash has pled guilty to ending Miss Lee's life. His sentencing is scheduled for the 30th of this month, and according to the DA's office, he's expected to receive 30 years to life.
Better be live.
"Christina did nothing wrong," said the president of the CCB Association, Justin Yu. "The only mistake she made was to move to New York City. Our city allowed her life to be taken away. has no consequence here. Unfortunately,
True.
incidents like this
Kinda
are far from unheard
spittin'.
of. I'm reminded of the Cylin Stalker case, which I mentioned in my Lee Uni overview. The potential victim was extremely fortunate. Her door automatically locked just before an opportunistic stranger
Oh my
could
god.
force his way inside. Sadly, Christina wasn't so lucky. So, to all of my audience, please stay vigilant when moving through transitional spaces,
Yeah.
even in the perceived safety of your own apartment buildings.
God, that's gotta be terrifying. Holy shit. Why is he hanging around? Who knows? He's a psychopath.
This final entry takes us just over the Canadian border into tranquil Halton Hills,
Dude, I had a garage creeper.
small, vibrant town
I told you
about
guys
45
about that,
kilometers
right?
outside of Toronto, renowned for its picturesque downtown, green spaces, and overall livability. With plenty of art galleries, some of the best regional shops and restaurants in the country,
See, that's scary, but it could also be disturbing, right? Right, chat? Right? It could also be something else. I don't know.
and an extremely low crime rate. The primary population center of Georgetown is a magnet for wealth.
Can you remind us what happened? Okay. I had a garage creeper when I was at my old house. So how my old house was my garage was my basement. So like the garage was underneath my house. So like the driveway went like this and then like it goes down and then into that, and that's my basement, right? But it's also a garage. So sometimes when it's nice, I just like open the garage because like, you know, it saves energy and it's nice outside. That's so cool. Yeah, it seems cool, but it's not. But anyway, one day I forgot to close my garage, right? And I was on the schedule of staying up until like 5 in the morning because my schedule was fucked. So 1 o'clock in the morning felt very midday for me, right? So I let the garage door open and I went outside to close it. And there was this creepy lady there, like middle-aged lady. She was definitely cracked out on something. And my brain isn't registering the fact that it's 1 in the morning, right? It's 1 in the morning. And so I'm thinking it's midday. And so I was like, hey, what's up? And she didn't say anything. She just stared at me. I'm like, I just got to close my garage because I'm thinking she's like looking for someone to say like, hey, your garage is open. I just wanted to let you know or something like that. And here, 1 second. Let me finish this thought before I lose it. And anyway, I closed the garage and not exaggerating, she like went up to my garage and like followed, like as it went down to her head, like followed it, like she went down with it and was just staring at me the whole way down. And apparently later on, the cops like arrested her because she like is a known like person to just walk up to houses and do shit like that. It was creepy.
Wealthier folks looking for a peaceful life away from the bustle of the big city. And yet, homeowners on one of the community's sleepiest residential streets were awoken in the early hours of February 17th, 2021 by an ear-shattering sound. An explosion that occurred at 76 Hidden Lake Trail. Firefighters arrived to fight the blaze, and while doing so, they made a grim discovery. In the garage were the smouldering remains of the homeowners, 56-year-old Christina Rerak and 59-year-old Andrzej Rerak, a well-liked, hard-working couple. Christina was the vice president of operations at Rogue Transportation, and Andrzej was a manager at the Boiler Inspection and Insurance Company.
All right, 1 second, Boo. I gotta put you back, bro. All right.
Of Canada. They had both been making retirement plans and were preparing for the next chapter of their lives together. A chapter they would never get to enjoy. While inspecting the charred
gas tank exploded,
ruins
maybe?
of the home, the Ontario Fire Marshal quickly realized that the explosion hadn't occurred accidentally as everyone assumed. Someone had intentionally set the house ablaze. Prompted by the OFM's findings, the coroner conducted their own investigation and determined that Christina and Andrzej had both been killed before the fire began.
Oh.
On February 19th, Halton Regional Police's homicide squad took over the case, and shortly thereafter, released images of a vehicle of interest, one seen fleeing the scene in the early hours. The authorities also appealed to local residents, asking them to come forward with any dashcam or surveillance footage captured along Hidden Lake Trail. The homeowners opposite the Rerex just so happened to have a security camera on the front of their property, and when they heard about that appeal, they decided to examine the footage. In the video, which was captured the evening before the fire, Christina is seen pulling into a garage at 6:24 p.m.
Very slowly. Oh, yeah, you got it? Right there? You got it?
A shadowy figure emerges from the darkness.
Oh!
And crouches beside her car. Christina exits the vehicle, oblivious to the intruder watching her.
What the fuck?
The garage door closes, trapping the Rerex inside.
Oh, that is terrifying. Oh my god. Dude, imagine if she actually saw this, dude. Imagine if she actually looked over and saw this person, they might have been able to survive.
Inside their own home with their soon-to-be killer. Neither Christina nor her husband were ever seen alive again.
Wow.
The camera didn't pick up anything else suspicious until 5:27 a.m, when the garage suddenly exploded. It wouldn't be until March 26th, 2021, that they finally tracked down the man in this footage. 27-year-old Harrison Brown, a man with no prior record. Brown was an employee of Road Transportation, the company where Christina worked as vice president of operations.
Oh no.
In the weeks leading up to the slayings, Brown had allegedly got into several conflicts at work, and Christina had instructed him to work from home. Her reprimand is cited as the catalyst for Brown's murderous rape.
Yeah, I think that's a good reason to kill someone. You know what? You're getting a little bit snippy. How about you just work from home? Oh, really? I'm just gonna kill you then. Yeah, that checks out.
Brown began tracking Christina's movements using a GPS device which he covertly placed on her vehicle. As such, he knew exactly when she'd arrive at her 76 Hidden Lake Trail home on February 16th.
I mean, I hate working from home. I get it. Okay, you're telling me you would rather go to an office building and work in an office around people who you hate in an area that isn't yours than just to sit at home and do the annoying shit? You would rather go there and talk to people who you hate. Yeah? Okay, you're lying.
They're waiting as early as 4:30.
You're either lying or a psychopath. Otherwise, I'm thinking about work all the time. Just separate it. You know, make a separate area for work. You know, that's how you mentally separate yourself from it.
6 p.m. that afternoon, and was ready to strike at 6:24 p.m. when she pulled into the garage. He then snuck in behind her vehicle, and once the garage doors closed, confronted Christina and took her life using a blade. He then bludgeoned and killed Andrzej, who was already inside the home.
Jesus Christ.
Brown remained at the residence until 9:04 p.m. He then returned to his vehicle, which was parked a few streets away, and drove to his Mississauga home.
My apartment ain't that big, little bro. Yo, why don't you work on the toilet? Ever think about that one? Why don't you work in the bathtub? You know?
Brown would return to the Rerak home in the early hours and cause an explosion. A broken knife covered in the Rerak's DNA was found in Brown's garage. Police also discovered the GPS software Brown had used to track Christina's vehicle on his laptop and phone, along with satellite images of the Rerak's house.
I share my bathroom with other apartments. That's fine. Work in the bathroom anyway. You know, when they come in, you have someone to talk to.
Additional evidence placed Brown's cell phone in the Hidden Lake Trail area at the time of the murders, and again when the fire was set. In the face of mounting evidence, Brown pled guilty to 2 counts of first degree and 1 count of arson. Justice Clayton Conlon took that as proof of Brown's remorse, but also acknowledged that his actions were horrific and pre-planned. On December 1st, 2023, the judge sentenced him to life in prison. He'll be eligible for parole in 25 years.
Dude, what is, like, has every single one of these just been random people just walking up and killing people for basically no reason? The first one, which was unsolved, so we didn't really get anything, but dude just walked up and I guess killed him. This one, random homeless dude walked up, killed someone. This one, a worker who was a little bit angry killed someone. Like, Jesus Christ, dude, people kill for basically nothing. Come on, at least have a good motive, right? Like, at least have a good motive, right? Like, villains aren't interesting if all you're gonna do is just kill just because you're bored.
Now it's time to walk away. I hope you enjoyed your stay. Did you laugh or cry or maybe subscribed? I'll thank you either way. You know I will miss you. I hope you return. Tell your friend or your mother to get me more views, please.